Alright, hi year 11s, this is Mr. Lim here again, and this is our, I don't know what video on alkyl halides, part of the hydrocarbon series, so let's get started. Alright, so we're just going to learn how to name alkyl halides, so on and so forth. Alright, so what are alkyl halides? Let's go through. Okay, so hydrogen carbons can also have halogens bonded to the carbons in the chain. Hydrocarbons with halogens on them are called alkyl halides. Alright. Halogens which are bonded to the carbons are named in similar ways to side chains, okay, where the halogen is named before the main chain with a number of which carbon it is bonded to say where it is, okay, and so the halogens that we're going to name are fluoros, chloros, bromos, and iodos for fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. Okay, so let's give it a go. Let's try and draw one out. Okay, let's do this one with this one here. Okay, so here we have what's the longest chain. Okay, so the longest chain that we need to consider will be either this or it could be this. Okay, but it can't be this. Okay, so even though all of those are 5 carbons long, only the green and the yellow are acceptable. Why? Because it needs to have all functional groups attached to it. Okay, and so that functional group is only attached to the green or the yellow chain. All right, so let's go name this. Okay, so it is a 5 carbon chain, so it is a pent, and it is all single bonds, so it's an ane. Okay, then it's got a side group of a bromo. Okay, so it's a bromopentane. Right, but it's also got the side group of an ethyl. Okay, which ethyl here, bromo here. Which of those gets named first? The bromo, because it's in alphabetical order. So this is a bromo ethyl pentane. Okay, so what number should we put it on? So let's have a look at our options. We go number it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we should number it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which one should we pick? We should pick the red wave so that we have the bromine on the number 2 carbon. Okay, that'll make it the lowest carbon. Right, so that means that this is a 2-bromo ethyl pentane. Now, the ethyl is on the number 3 carbon, so it's a 3-ethyl pentane. But here's an interesting thing. Because it's an ethyl pentane, there's nowhere else that the ethyl can go, right? Because if you were to have an ethyl, say, on the number 2 carbon there, what that would actually do is that would change the entire main chain. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. The main chain would now be 6 long and it would be there. All right, so you can't have that. So we're going to get rid of that, get rid of that. Oops, oh, okay, let's get rid of this. Okay, so you can't have ethyl on any other carbon except for the 3 when it's a pentane. So therefore, you don't really need to put the 3 there, but you're not going to get penalized if you put the 3 there anyway. Okay, so it's a 2-bromo 3-ethyl pentane, right? And that's that substance there, right? So similar to side chains, there are multiple of the halogens. You use the prefixes di, tri, tetras, penta, so on and so forth. Similar to side chains, the halogen is placed on the alphabetical order with the side chain, so we just said that. And similar to side chains, the number assigned to halogens takes less precedence compared to double and triple bonds, but more precedence over side chains. All right, so that means that in terms of which way to number it, you have to take into account the double, triple bonds first, then the halogens, then the side chains. So let's go draw another one. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Put a couple of things here. Put a chlorine there, put a chlorine there, put a bromine there. Okay, let's put something else over here. Okay, cool. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So we've got a couple of side chains. We've got a couple of chlorines here. We've got a bromine here. We've got a couple of methyl groups here and here. And before we even do this, we should really have identified the main chain. The main chain is what? The main chain is this way. And then, because we're looking for the longest continuous chain, we're not going to go to the right, we're going to go up because that's got 2 instead of 1. So therefore, there is also a methyl group over here as well. All right, so that's the main chain, and then identified all the side chains. So let's go name them. So first of all, the main chain. The main chain is how many long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a non, and it's an ene because it's got a double bond. Right, now remember, the double bond has to take precedence in all numbering systems. So therefore, I should see, or you should be able to see that you should number it from the left rather than from the right because it's closer to the left than it is the right. So this is the numbering system that we're going to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, and so we're going to use the 3 carbon to identify where the double bond is. So it's a 3 non-ene or a non-3-ene. Okay, then we're going to have to put in all of our names of stuff. All right, so let's go have a think. We've got a bromo group, we've got a chloro groups, we've got methyl groups. Okay, which one should come first? The bromo, then the chloro, then the methyl, because they have to be in alphabetical order. Okay, how many bromos do we have? We've only got 1, and it's on the number 2 carbon, so it's 2 bromo. Then it is, how many chloros? We got 2 chloros, so it's a dichloro, but I need to say where the dichloros, so it's going to be 3, 5, dichloro. Okay, then I got to say where the methyls are, so the methyls are at number 4, 6, and 7, so dichloro, then it's 4, 6, 7, and there should be a dash there. Okay, I should really write this on one line, but I didn't have space. 4, 6, 7, and it's going to be a trimethyl because there are 3 of them. Trimethyl. 3 non-ene. Okay, and so that's the name of that substance there. So alkyl halides, you just name the halogens that are attached there as if they're side chains using the names that you've given it, and then follow all of these rules as well. Okay, that's it. Adios.